The federal election is still a ways away, still a year away, but the NDP revealing one of its key campaign platforms. Leader Thomas Mulcair promising to spend billions a year to create an almost 400,000 new childcare spaces across Canada. The cost to parents would be $15 a day. The Conservatives say they will stick to their current plan of a universal childcare benefit. Both the Conservatives and the Liberals say the NDP are underestimating the cost of their plan. And Thomas Mulcair is here now. You just snuck right in there.
Morning, Kevin.
Good morning. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Explain to me here how this plan would work and where you get the money from.
For us, it's a priority, and that's what governing is about. So we think that parents need a break, families need a break. People have been talking about a federal role in a national policy on childcare for years and years. Nobody's gotten it done. We'd start on it from day one, working with the provinces and territories. The goal is so that parents would pay no more than $15 a day for quality, affordable, actually available childcare, because the waiting lists are long across the country. With regard to how much it's going to cost, the feds would take up 60% of the cost under our plan. The province is 40%. It would change from place to place. Here in Ontario, for example, we have 2 full years of kindergarten. That's the only place in Canada where you have that. So we'd have to adapt, deal with the reality of each province. But we're convinced that with the offer we'd put on the table, the vast majority of provinces would accept that offer.
And the money would come from where?
Well, we've, for example, said that the only Canadians not paying their fair share of taxes in this country are Canadian corporations. We're not shy about that. We wouldn't touch personal income taxes, but we will be asking corporations to contribute their fair share. They're not doing that right now. So that's part of what we would do. But again, our priorities would be different from the Conservatives or the Liberals who have talked about this. Even Mr. Harper said he was going to create 125,000 childcare spaces back 10 years ago when he wanted to get elected, and he's created exactly 0. So we have a different approach. We know how to get things done in the NDP, and we would get this done. We think it's in the interest of all Canadian families.
Mr. Harper, though, is opting, he says, for the universal child care, that let the parents decide where they want to go.
That's the $100 a month, and we wouldn't touch that. That would be, of course, still flowing from the federal government to the individual families, because other families might want something different, and so we're not going to impose one size fits all. But we're also not going to allow this to continue for another decade or so. There's no reason that in a country as advanced as Canada we should be in a position where so many parents simply don't have the offer for quality child care.
What has the reaction been so far from parents to you? Obviously, they're going to be in touch with you. A lot of it is going to be positive, but what is their gut feeling? What is their gut reaction?
I've been going across Canada all summer and meeting with experts and caregivers and actually parents across the country, and they've all had the same reaction. A lot of the parents were saying, well, when I was a kid, they were talking about this. I got on a waiting list for years, and I never actually got into a child care center. So we're going to make sure that the offer is there for families across the country. People are saying, look, it's high time that the federal government partnered with the provinces and territories. That's precisely what the NDP would do.
All right, can you do me one favor?
Yeah.
You have like the greatest voice of any politician in the world. I just want to point that out. Could you just in your dulcet tones say, you're watching Kevin Frankish on breakfast television?
You're watching Kevin